On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people using the historical returns for the S&P 500 for the last 100 years. And we've looked at this before, but they said the average American has 191,659, which isn't near enough if you want to take anything out of it for your out of the nest egg for it to live on. But they recommended 555,000. I said 10 times your annual salary when you go to retire, and they said that's 555,000. So I wanted to run the numbers. Can you retire on less than $1 million? Let's see. 555,000, the beginning balance. Give yourself a 2% COLA to try to keep up with inflation. And let's just take somebody that estimates their monthly expenses are 5,000 and they have 1,750 in Social Security and 500 coming from some other income. So they need it from their nest egg. They're going to need $2,750. Again, we could run any numbers, but I just thought we'd run this 2,750. Would this be enough? Starting with 500, now we're going to do 555,000, right? Because that's what they said. 10 times your annual salary, which would be 555,000 if you were making 55,500. Anyway, we're going to give itself a 2% COLA. We're going to see where somebody might be given that scenario. We're going to do it for every single year for the last 100 years, going through the Depression, going through the dot-com bubble, going through the 73, 74 oil embargo. And as you can see here with that scenario, beginning with 555,000, taking out 2,750 a month, this tells you how many times in the first 20 years you'd run out of money in the last 100 years, and also in the 30 years. And you can see, actually in 1929, you ran out of money in less than 10 years. But you can see a lot of these were in the Depression area, 4 years during the Depression. Let's see where else, because there's 7 of them. There should be 3 more. See if it's 2000 to 2002, which I'm assuming it is. Let's just go down here. Should have done this before we did this, so I didn't take your time. I know your time is yep, 1999 to 2001. So those are the 7 times you would have run out of money. The percentages, here they are right here, 91.4% of the time you wouldn't have run out of money with this scenario, and only those 7 times we mentioned you would have run out of money. Let's do one other thing. Let's take out the COLA. I hate to take out COLAs, but just to see if you run into some down years, if that would help any. Let's update this and see if these 7s change much. In other words, you stay at the 2750. Updating it, okay, it'd be 4 and 4. And I can tell you right now, the 4 years would be 19, 28, 29, 30, and also the year 2000, because 2000 was a problematic year. So in most cases, you'll be just fine with this 555,000 taken out 2750, which is actually 5.95%. It's quite a bit more than the 4% rule, but it looks like it would work in most cases. Like we said, 95, in this case, 95.1% of the time. So again, I just wanted to run the numbers because I saw this falling short, and I go, well, 191,000, that's not near enough, but is even this recommended 555,000 going to be enough? And that's why I wanted to run the numbers. Hopefully this makes sense to you. Of course, we would recommend, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would recommend putting some over in a cash reserve account. Just want to do that. In other words, when the market's going down, you don't want these amounts coming out of your cash or S&P 500. You want it coming out of a cash reserve. Let's just see if it makes much difference. We're really not in too bad a shape with 4 and 4. I'm going to go back to 2% COLA. I'm going to go with 30% going in there, and I'm going to see what the update might be. See if these 4s change at all. They were 7s. Oh, they just went down to 6s. So, but again, that's 92.6% of the time you wouldn't run out of money. But if you think we're going to have a depression type situation, or we're going to have the 2000 and of course 2008 where the market dropped so much, then you would run out of money in right here 17 years in the year 2000. 1999 goes down a little bit farther. Anyway, and then of course 1929 you're going to run out of money. But most of the time you'll be just fine. And I mean, you pick about any other year here, and you're going to have plenty of money after 10, after 15, 20, and 25 years with this scenario. I could just pick all kinds of other numbers, and you can see the results right here. After 20 years, you could still have over $2 million. And this is starting with 555,000. So again, depends on what's happening those initial years. They call that sequence of return risk. If these down years happen when you first retire, that's when you could be hurting with this kind of a scenario. Our channel is called $1 Million Made Easy. I just wanted to consider that question: can I retire on less than $1 million? And we ran the numbers for 555,000. Please consider subscribing. Please tell your friends about this. Please like the video. And thanks so much for watching.